welcome to another finely tuned triple threat episode. And by that, obviously, I mean the franchise, Chris Candido, Bam Bam, the triple threat.
Well, who's the triple threat here? Do we have somebody under the table, or?
Well, Bam Bam. Yeah, the ghost of Bam Bam lives underneath this table, obviously.
Yeah, the ghost.
Funny story. He ran into a burning building and saved like 3 people's lives. Bam Bam Bigelow, the guy who was covered in flames, did that. That's true. True story. Look it up. Okay, so I'm holding a DualShock 3 as we continue forward and never straight down this road.
Forward, backwards.
Yeah, forward backwardly as we play the PS3. Because once again, 2 reasons. I have been on a PS3 kick, and it took way too long to get this whole thing to run. I'll tell that story here as I fill airtime before we play another PS3, we'll say outright masterpiece classic. So initially I dreamed this whole thing up so that you and I can play Eye of Judgment. If you haven't seen that Eye of Judgment video, I strongly recommend you doing that unless you're in the company of a female. And then if you are, be really careful because she might go feral and attack you if you're of the male persuasion.
Immediately go into heat.
Immediately, like almost like if there's like some sort of a Thundera from Thundercats type of a going into heat situation. Only Eye of Judgment can bring that out, and that's a fact. That's a hard fact.
What Thundercats episodes have you been watching?
The good ones. So this PS3, I thought, no problemo. It has HDMI. I'll go ahead and plug this into the switcher, and I'll be able to play Eye of Judgment. No issues at all. Turns out plenty of issues. The stupid switcher would not detect any resolution of HDMI. I speculate that it's because it's Sony and HDMI and HDCP and all this shit. Basically, the Sony thinks that I'm trying to bootleg, I don't know, Beastmaster 3 or something. Right. Which I was, and that's why I knew how to fix this by using analog video. So, the PS3 is the last PlayStation on the market. Well, not on the market. The last PlayStation that was released to market that has analog video output. So, what I'm doing to be able to play this on my switcher is I'm playing through component video into a RetroTink, into the switcher so that it's upscaled to 1080p, and bada boom, here we are.
So you got around Sony's protection attempts?
And I've also absolutely have made bootleg VHS tapes doing this. Because,
take that, Sony. Take that.
Well, you benefited greatly from this system because you watched Prayer of the Roller Boys on VHS.
Yeah,
obviously.
I got more Corey in my life because of you, Brian.
Oh, it's probably the thing I do for you the best and the most important.
It's just Corey.
Is to make sure that Corey Haim is in the forefront of your thoughts and prayers. Anyway, it was quite the ordeal to get this to work, which is surprising to me because it's a PlayStation 3. It's easier for me to plug in an Atari Jaguar and do Let's Plays with that than it was to play with the PS3, which is kind of buck wild to me.
There was the other Let's Play we did, the PC, what was it called? PC System or whatever?
Oh, PC Engine?
Yeah,
that
PC
was another one
Engine.
too. The HDMI didn't work on that. So anyway, hey, look, all right. I might look like a super smart dude wearing this Paul Abdul shirt, but sometimes even the best among us get thrown for a loop. So anyway,
hold on, before we go on, can you tell me what the Wendy Kirby Valentine's Day special is? I just noticed this in the camera, and whatever it is, I want to know more.
All I will say about that is, if you know, you know, and that's for all the film buffs out there. That's for me to tell and for you to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna say on that.
Right
matter.
Back on the shelf.
If you know, you know. I give that movie 5 bags of popcorn.
Yeah.
So
it prominently displayed there.
Yeah, that is on purpose. Okay, so PS3. We just played Eye of Judgment and had a hoot of a time. We're gonna play a game that I love this thing. I love it with the fiery passion of all the women that love Eye of Judgment times 10.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
I know it's really strong. But here, before I reveal what that game is, here are some conversations over the years that I've heard about what we'll call journalists talk about this game. Okay.
Okay.
I've heard people go on mentions like saying that this game is the product of what goes wrong when a video game is designed solely by a marketing team. That's a true story. This game exists. It was the brainchild of just a internal Sony marketing team. They basically designed this game and had it made. Those people out there that may or may not have blue hair, that have opinions about critical writing and narrative direction of various independent games that they like. This game isn't for them. This game is for the brain trust. This game is for the good brothers out there, the morons among us. Okay. I am, of course, talking about the one and only Pain for the PlayStation 3.
Right. The morons among us, of which you include us.
Yeah, well, proudly. Yeah. Very, very proudly. And right now, don't even think about it. Just give me the answer. Would you rather play Life is Strange or Pain?
Not even playing it.
I'm just saying. I'm just
so
saying.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it kind of does. All right, so I'm gonna do this. We're gonna bring up Pain, and we're gonna show up right here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Compose yourself, sir. I'm gonna add a little bit of Pain music to the deal here. So that's 100% true story. This game was designed. It was made by marketers, and I'm not kidding. A lot of people poo-poo this thing as if it was as if they're too good for it.
Yeah.
Another true story that parlays into that true story. This a good friend of the show, the Prince, who has appeared a couple of times to help out with production, and a mutual friend of ours. We designed a game together on notebook paper. This is years and years and years ago, and the working title of that game was called Limp Dudes.
I remember this.
Thank you. This was in Limp Dudes was in 2002. Maybe the initial the foray to Limp Dudes was, of course, Dave Mirra 2, which we will play on this channel one day.
Okay.
But we would just like to crash all day long on Dave Mirra 2, and it was when ragdoll physics were new.
Yeah.
And so we came up with this idea of a game where all you do is hurt a dude, and the dude goes limp, and it's a limp dude, and that's it. And licensed to print money, as Sony themselves found out, because Pain was pretty successful. It's one of those games that is sadly trapped on the PS3, though. If you're one of those numbskulls that pay Sony the extra money for their bad Game Pass service, you can stream online this game.
Which I do.
You should. It's Pain.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this full screen for us, and we're going to get right to it. So I don't have all of the DLC. That's my cross to bear. I probably should have bought all of it. You can still get most of it, but some stuff. Like, I believe the David Hasselhoff character, I think, sadly, you can no longer get.
Oh,
but
you should have jumped on that.
Back in the game sharing days of early PS3, Sony allowed you. They didn't allow it, but there was a thing where you could put your account on 5 different systems.
I remember.
And I did that with more than 5 people in a rotating door of sharing content.
Yeah, Valve still has that system.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did a whole episode.
Well, but see, the difference is Valve understands oh, that's a feature. We should probably promote that. Whereas Sony's oh no,
that's a bug.
Yeah, there's money leaving out of the window. Close the window.
Yeah.
But anyway, this game rules. It's stuck on the PS3 or any other means that plays PS3.
May have. If this is what I think it is, I've played this with you when you first got it.
I can. You and I have known each other for years.
30 years.
This is not something I would have ever hidden from you. let's just say that very fairly. I do have George Takei, though. I did pay for George Takei. Someone else had David Hasselhoff, and when that was an account share deal. But
how popular was this game though in it?
It's hard. So it seemed like, from a marketing push standpoint, and how much content was being pushed out on this game. And this game, Sony supported this game for a long time. When the Move came out, for example, they added a whole new mode for free that used the PlayStation Move. George Takei, as I clearly have on the screen right now,
and David,
on better purchased accounts than mine. But so it was always around. You saw Pain in the early PSN store all the time, and Sony supported it. I would imagine that this game did really well with casual players who, let's say, I bought a PS3 because I wanted to play the baseball game. There's plenty of people that only buy PlayStations and they buy the baseball game, and that's what they do for the year. Yeah. That customer could see pain and be like, "Oh, absolutely, I'm going to try that," because look at it. And that's it makes me mad when I think about the Kotakus of the world and all the people that turn their nose up at this game.
It's one of the themes of this show is trying to get people to be less smug about video games. Like I've told you a lot about Donkey Konga, or Pikmin, and how you're just like hurting yourself to look at that, to thumb your nose at that and say, "Oh, that's just for kids," or "This is for the lowest common denominator."
And I would say the same thing to people like who do have more eclectic tastes. If they're not playing like the Call of Duties or the Grand Theft Autos of the world, you're also missing out there as well. Like it's
totally.
Just having an open mind is an asset. That's all I'm going to say about it. But so here we are, George Takei strapped to a giant slingshot as nature would provide, and you aim and fire, and the whole object of this game
is the cereal. Go for the cereal ball.
I like the bowling ball, Uncle Bob. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. So when you launch, you can hold a hand out. Any four of the face buttons does it in different directions. My goal was to try to grab onto that. Okay, I'll try to. I have to explain Ooch in a second. That's another. Oh God.
Not the best first effort.
So reset is R1, and then resetting the level is select, and you're going to want to do that if you cause a lot of damage. So Ooching, there was a little thing that popped up on the screen, the OOCH. This is one of the only games that like the 6-axis motion is like super integral to the design of the game, and that is a detriment in my opinion. It's very waggly, it's very product of its time-ish, but like you literally just shake the controller and the Ooch thing activates, and you can use the D-pad to finesse George Takei into different directions. And as long as he keeps being hurt, and that can be as simple as just being grinded up against a road, that Ooch meter keeps coming back. So that's how you string together ridiculous combos. So another thing real quick, before I hand these controls over to you, what I'm about to do I've done in my lifetime 4 figures. Let's just say for the sake of conversation, I've done this 3,900 times, and I'm going to do it 3,901 right now. I'm going to launch George. Let's reset. I'm going to launch George, and I'm going to grab this old lady by the top of the head, and I'm going to throw her down the stairs. Masterpiece. This game is perfect. Okay. And R1 to reset. I'll do one more here, and then I'm gonna give you the controller while I continue to just put over how wonderful this game is. Let's go for my friend the bowling ball one more time. Now, I've gotten combos in this game that would last like 15, 20 minutes of just nonstop damage. And you bet your ass I've put the time in with pain. I've played so much. I put so much pain.
It's really like my World of Warcraft. Just thousands of hours.
Yeah, exactly. I met my wife playing Pain online. Okay, so it is hard for me to talk and just gush over Pain while playing. So I'm going to hand this over to you. Okay. So the controls: left stick moves your deal. There's no inversion on, so up is up. Right stick is the strength. You can do damage, believe it or not. You can do damage by doing little tosses like this. R1 to reset him, select to select the level, and then once you're in the air, any of the face buttons to grab in that direction. So a thing you might want to do as a suggestion is launch towards the direction of, let's say, an automobile, and you're going to want to grab onto that automobile and let it drag George Takei's carcass around, just as a suggestion.
Right.
So here you go.
Okay.
Please enjoy this wonderful masterpiece.
Okay, so I'm going, I really want to go for the cereal first.
Sure. That spoon comes out, just saying.
Okay.
So you see, it's hard to see on our tiny screen here, but there is it shows you the impact of where he's going to land.
Oh, no, I accidentally reset it.
Yes.
Oh, that was looking like a good hit, too. Okay. Smack.
Boom. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, yeah. I find this rather pleasant. It's just cereal plus cereal plus spoon plus cereal.
And then a seizing George Takei.
All right, and now we'll see if we can get the spoon.
Hold triangle to grab up.
Okay. There we go.
And you did it.
All right.
And now he'll plummet to his death. Okay, now D-pad.
D-pad.
There you go. Perfect. Now try to get in the middle of the street. Land if you can get to the middle of the street. So the shaking, the super ooch, that's the shaking. That only you only get one of those per turn.
Oh,
okay, so you're in a good spot. Stay there. Now try to grab at the car as it runs over your body. Grab it. You've done it. You've done excellent. I'm so proud of you. This is your first time. I'm so proud of you. Perfect. Okay.
Is there going to be another car to run me over, you think?
Yes, they do stay, especially when you're at the beginning of a stage. Here we go. Grab
Gotcha.
him.
I got you.
Oh!
I don't know if George's hands are moving. They can move.
That was very good. Push select. Reset all that damage. Because a fresh world is a better world for you to cause damage.
Yeah. That's the world I want to live.
Exactly.
I assume you've done this, but getting that bowling ball
that's
moving.
It's 1,000% my favorite thing to do on this stage. You have to kind of aim. You have to overshoot the aim, and then either grab with the X or triangle button, however you.
Okay, how do I overshoot the
like that? And then you can kind of guide the launch with the left stick in air. So now, you see how you're steering a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going a lot shorter than what you did.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this just because I'm getting shakes, like physical tremors, because pain is being played and I'm not doing it.
You're not committing the pain.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold up the whole time, just like I've done there.
Oh.
And I'm gonna grab that beautiful bowling ball. Oh yeah, I am. It's not my first time grabbing that bowling ball.
Dislocation.
And then here we
go.
Whoa! Ooch. Here we go. Up the stairs. Explosion.
Oh my.
Oh.
No,
he's dead. He's dead. Oh, more explosions. There's something down there that was. Oh, there he goes. Let's see him. Look at him. Oh. He just wants to rest. Sorry, George. You're needed elsewhere. Oh, that score keeps going up. 371 was me. Yeah, okay, let's reset that for you. I want to pass the bad boy right back your way.
All right. I like those cars. I'm going to go for some car stuff.
Cars are great. Also, launching through that window, that storefront window, is all very satisfying as well.
Oh, man. Or if I could hit that train. I bet you could time this so the train comes by every 15 seconds.
You absolutely can time that, my friend. You could look at that train coming in the top right. Yes. Oh, no! You got grabby, and you accidentally reset it.
Okay.
So you haven't spent a lot of time with the PS3 controller.
Yeah, I keep pushing R1 to grab instead of triangle.
You kind of have to take away your your hands from that part of the controller.
Right.
Also, feel the triggers on that controller. You see how they're not concave, they're convex.
Oh yeah.
They're terrible. Yeah. They're the worst thing about that controller by far. And it's we're all lucky that Sony got away from that design. There you go. Okay, yeah, just breeze into that street. Super ooch it. You gotta shake more than that. When it's off the screen, it don't matter.
Okay. All right. A little bit higher. Well, you said going through that shop window is good.
So the bottom, it's actually that front one right there to the bottom right. You can actually grab that dude with the sign and toss him New Jack ECW style through that pane of glass. And I've done that several times as well.
Okay. I want to get this train.
Do it.
Oh. I am in the street. Oh. Though. The street's good.
Oh yeah. That's the passenger side head right there. Oh, there he goes. Side head. There he goes.
Oh man.
Okay, give it here. Give it here.
Okay, Daddy.
Yeah. Daddy needs his medicine. All right. I'm gonna go. So there are. If I can reach it. Up here, there is a grabbable explosion thingy. Oops.
No, you nicked it.
Yeah, I gotta aim a little lower. So in these bad boys, I forgot to reset. These things you can fling at other, like, objects, obviously. Yeah!
Oh, wow. Into the smokestack.
It launches you way high in the air. That's actually what I'm gonna try to do that one. Okay, so let's do this.
Okay, wait a minute.
And land in the smokestack, pal.
Oh,
come on, George!
I thought you were going to get it first try.
I thought so too. Oh, look at him just. See, the ooch keeps going because of the friction.
To create friction. And in the middle of the street.
I don't know if I can get right there. We go. So waiting for a car.
I don't think I like this.
Car should be coming. There's a taxi. Perfect.
Okay. Right on his head.
Oh! And let's go to this side. Let's double that up. Oh, I think I might be a little outside.
Yeah. Oh.
No, please. Oh. You know what this game's missing? Blood.
Blood. Yeah.
That's the big omission
Right.
from
So
Pain.
for Pain 2, we know what changes we would ask for.
Here's the thing, dude. I believe Pain launched in like 2007 or 2008. It's been a long time, and there's been no Pain 2.
Was this rated teen or MA?
It was teen. It was
Okay.
definitely rated teen, yeah.
Yeah, well, because of the lack of blood.
Here, let's go check out one more level, which I know you're gonna love. We'll briefly go over some of these modes. Sadly, a lot of this stuff is it's gone. It's delisted.
Pain emotion.
Yeah, so the Pain of Motion is something you can use with the motion controller for the PS3, the Move. I can't remember ever playing it, to be honest with you. So I can't speak to it. I just know that it exists. Multiplayer, one of the funnest things you can do online with this game was play horse. There's a version of Pain Horse. Incredible. Played that with the Prince many times online, as you would imagine. And then this was one of the first PlayStation games to support trophies. So, yeah, I know you know. Okay, let's go to single player. Let's pick the abusement park, as you would. And it's going to be George once again, just because, I mean, why wouldn't we?
Are you
He's incredible. Plus, also, his character does do the, oh my, like all that stuff is there. Okay. All the same rules apply here. You want to grab onto things, cause a bunch of damage. Here's a little cheater. The launching mechanism is different. It's like a cute little horsey type thing. All right, let's go this way. Oh no, don't get stuck.
Damn. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think I blew it though. I want to go in. If you go into this grate, oh, yes.
What
Yes.
in the world?
And now you just get sucked up into the atmosphere. You want to land on that log ride. That's the sweet stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I just want to catch up. There we go. Be on our back for maximum grabbage. This video game is perfect in every way. Everything you could rate. It's a 10 out of 10.
A corpse floating down the log ride.
It's just beautiful.
Oh no, you're gonna get stuck.
No, I won't. I'm a pro.
Can you get up the flume?
So as long as you stay in this waterway, and your ooch meter goes nuts here. And yeah, the whole idea here is to try to grab onto one of those and then ride the log ride. And yes, you can do that. And it causes a giant score. No! Okay, let's make it to that. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We'll move on. No! George.
Come on.
George, no! Look at my score. Oh, that's the end of the road. Almost 600,000.
Pretty good for your first trip back.
Thank you. I've been playing this game a whole lot with my 10-year-old son. And yeah, he gets it. He definitely gets it.
Daddy, get in front of the cars.
Okay, here you go. Go nuts.
Okay.
So as you cause this damage, what now? And you've experienced some of the joy that Pain provides. Talk to me a little bit about what you think about A, games that are designed in the marketing room, and B, the notion of turning your nose up at something like this.
So games designed in the marketing room, I would assume would all be universally bad because
yes, I think everyone would.
Right? Because who the hell wants marketing people designing video games?
A huge problem of the current console generation is due to that stratosphere of people.
And my own experience in the industry said that the people who are not game developers were all morons. Can I get in? Oh, the log rate. The beginning of the log rate.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh what?
Oh no! It was just some other wonderful waterfall that you launched his body off of.
Damn it. I want to see if I can land on that treasure chest and if like there's something.
Friend, if you can see it, you can shoot a corpse at it.
And that is the magic of the game.
Yep. You want to grab onto that? Please grab onto it. Oh. Oh, George.
Okay, wait, just one more.
Nice one. No reading.
Yes.
Nice one.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm getting some strong vibration.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the shock part of the dual shock is really rocking and rolling.
Can I just stay on this until the end of time? Is he not forced to
Well, you're not
stop grabbing at some point?
You are very lightly scoring though, because you're
Yeah.
not getting any multiplayers. There's no like additional combos. What I would do here is I'd try to use the momentum to launch off and go right onto those go-karts.
All right.
If you grab onto a go-kart, friend, and you let them flop you around like you're some kind of race flag, you get a lot of points.
All right, let's see here.
And this game, when it was rocking and rolling, absolutely had a leaderboard. So you know where that's going. You had it. D-pad.
Oh, it's D-pad.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's okay. Or one more, and then we'll chop it up a little bit more about pain, and then and sign on off.
And then the other thing about games designed by marketing apparatuses is that you would think that they would be like basically that whatever the game is that tries to be edgy would end up being Poochie the dog.
Yes.
And other than the lack of blood and maybe dismemberment, it doesn't seem like they made those compromises here. I mean, you really hurt this dude.
Yeah, you sure do. And the dude is George Takei, and that's, I think, definitely part of the magic. Nothing against George Takei. It's just the fact that they were able to do any sort of celebrity license deal with this game is awesome.
Yeah. Well, he must have signed off on it.
He 100% did, and good on him, because he also saw the perfection that was this video game.
Yeah.
And so did David Hasselhoff, fresh from eating a cheeseburger off of the bathroom floor.
This was during that time.
It was, yeah, it definitely was. Hey, but you know what? He's picked his life up since then, and Mitch is doing just fine.
You're still going. Just bumping along.
Oh yeah.
Crotchalicious.
Oh. Please grab onto a go-kart. There we go.
Oh, you're in good position now. Oh my God.
Oh.
Wait, there's some poor kid.
Yeah. His birthday is ruined. Oh, I think that's going to be all.
Your legs, maybe?
Oh. The thing, yeah, if you get like brushed up again, so sometimes that ooch comes back. So you just need to just be constantly slamming on the D-pad. That's the secret to pain.
Okay. Good sauce.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and we're going to wrap it up here talking about pain. So there is less than zero irony. I am serious as a heart attack when I say that I think Pain is a masterpiece of a game. And it's like, it sucks that there isn't more stuff that's like that. I've played, my son got into Fun with Ragdolls. We downloaded that on Steam. And it's fine. It's fun. I go all the way back to Push the Man Down the Stairs, if you know what that is.
No.
That was a game that you could download. Just some hero made this game. Where and you could download, it was like a dial-up download on like, like Windows 98 or something. But played that game there's always going to be a market. Jackass movies. Like you can take a fucking college chancellor to a Jackass movie, and like they will find something that like you'll laugh at. There's something like very reptilian almost about that type of humor that none of us escape it.
We all have a monkey brain.
100%.
We all have that, and watching dudes get and in this case it's great because you get all the visceral benefits of watching somebody get hurt.
Yes.
But in a non-consequentialist way.
It's perfect.
George is fine.
Yeah.
He's out there.
Yeah.
He's doing just fine.
He and his partner have been happy together, just cruising up and down the French Riviera for years and years and years.
Right. But here you get to, and you get to do it in a quasi-competitive way where you're trying to get scores. You're playing, you said, horse against other people. Yep. So it's like it's like Blade. All the benefits of Pain with none of the drawbacks.
Now, I do think you mentioned a Pain 2 earlier. Yeah. I do think that while I do believe that Pain was a successful thing for what it was, an early foray into downloadable video games that you could support long term. Sony did all that stuff, and they. I know I'd spent money. You saw,
Yes.
I spent money on the game and DLC, and I could have spent a whole lot more if I wanted to. But I think that the sweet spot of this game is that it isn't like, as much as I would love the blood, and brother, I'm telling you, $50 DLC for Blood and Pain, I'll do it today. But I do, the fact that it isn't that bloody, it kind of adds to the charm of it, and like it is kind of a lighthearted. And I have, like I said, I have no issues at all playing that with my son. Like it's the same thing that I don't have any issues watching Looney Tunes cartoons with my son, because he has a pretty good grasp on how a hammer works and when to use it and when not to use it, and I trust in his belief of same.
And he has not hammered you yet.
Correct. Yeah. So far so good. So,
teen years are coming though.
Yeah. So maybe that was kind of part of the sauce, but it is genuinely surprising to me that there wasn't a Pain 2. And I do think a little bit of this upturn, hoity-toity treatment in the press, at least, that Pain did get, maybe made Sony not just optically not want to do a sequel to Pain. And because of that, we all suffer, friend. We all suffer.
We could all use the Pain 2. Or
because that
Pain
message
3.
was a thing. Like it was routinely shit upon. At the time, like the One Up podcast was like one of it was the biggest video game, and I remember, or video game podcast at the time. And I remember vividly them like talking shit on it. Like, can you believe it? Who would want to play it? Me. Fucking me, pal. I would want to play it. And a bunch of us proudly exist.
Sony, we know you subscribe to our channel.
Day one. They're day one subscribers.
Whatever work you've been doing on the Bloodborne remake.
Yeah.
Just give us
no
the
one
Pain.
wants that.
Yeah, just give us the Pain remake.
Yeah, please.
You take those developers, you put them in front of Pain. Don't need Bloodborne. We just need a Pain remake, and then we'll be good with that.
That's it. All day, every day.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Pain. That's trapped on the PS3. But you know,
trapped in time.
It really truly is. It really truly is. But I do my part to unearth it every week or two. So
whole episode dedicated to it. So.
As it was deserved. So thank you so much for watching and taking in the pain with us. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We're on Spotify if that's your deal. Leave a 5-star review. That does indeed help. Tell your friends about this program. Anything you want to say before we hit the dusty trail?
No, that was a super fun game, and I could absolutely see, both in a competitive sense and in a non-competitive sense, spending hours upon hours upon hours trying to either beat your score, beat your friend, discover all the nooks and crannies. I wonder how many hours you had to put into that game before you discovered that vent, some vent off to the side that you fall through and then get access.
I wish that PS3 did a better job of tracking hours, and especially because this is, I believe this is my third PS3, third and final. But I had an original 60 launch FAT, which died, as they do. Then the replacement Sony sent me for that also died, and so this one I had to go buy. That's one thing I will say about this. As I'm re-exploring this not so distant past generation, the PS3 360 era, boy oh boy was the hardware dog shit. Like just total dog shit. And I mean that on like you can't trust it to like properly turn on kind of a way.
Well, and on Microsoft as well at the time.
Well, the worst of all time, the Red Ring of Death is right. I mean, that's it.
Did Nintendo ever have a console with known hardware issues?
Early on, when the Wii was first out, the straps were notoriously weak, and so that's how you got a lot of those
the TVs.
The TVs, the broken TVs. And then the early white issue of the DS Lite had very crackable hinge. But other than those two,
and the Joy-Con drift on the Switch.
Oh God, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
I would say out of all of Nintendo's, like that's kind of their deal, is like they're pretty proud of like their quality products, and so when you have an issue that has literally lasted the entire generation,
sure,
and that's a weird one. That is one of those things is not like the others, but that's for a different time and place. So as we birdwalk on back to this sign off, let's go ahead and sign off.
All right.
See
ya.